So many of you, I think all best but all of you know what sniping is. Um Generally sniping is getting a target from a distance. Um there's people who have been in war who have used sniper guns to attack a target from a distance. And one advantage with sniping is that you seek to get the target before it comes to you and your allies. Like if you had the knowledge that, or say you were looking around, you're at home and you're looking around, no, no, outside of a window, you had the knowledge that it was an enemy about to come and attack your family. You're gonna, wouldn't it be nice to be able to snipe that enemy before it gets home to your house? And can pose an even greater threat. It can attack your kids, your spouse. You can set your house on fire. But of course, if you attack it from a distance, you get to take the target down before it gets in close proximity and really brings a bigger threat. Um, Likewise, if you don't attack certain targets in your life from a distance as it pertains to vices, evil, sin, it can, if you don't do it from a distance, it will get to you once it gets in close proximity to you. And here's a video I'm talking about porn, cheating, and aggressive music. I want to, intertwine those as well. And a big issue that we have in this world is, say, gun violence, murders, and stabbings, and it's happened for years. And of course, as the Bible says, the human heart is wicked, very, very wicked. And people that kill people, murder people, and we're shocked when certain people do it. But obviously, there's something within us that's wrong, that's messed up. Um, you know, and I'll touch on music, although there are other factors that lead to murder. There are other things at play, but I will hone in on that. One thing I know about music is it affects us. It affects feelings, emotions, impulses. Um, is Studies show that people who commit, before they commit a robbery, commit certain violent crimes, they are listening to certain kind of music. Usually, if you go to a jazz concert or classical music concert, or go to an opera, generally those environments are more mellow, chilled. You don't really hear about violent things happening there. It can happen, sure, but typically you don't. There's people who, a lot of people end up doing violent crimes or listen to a lot of music, whether by themselves, with their homies, and they hear these songs, and rather than delete them off the playlist, they keep playing it, rather than stop going to those concerts, those wicked concerts that have this musician playing all these wicked songs. They still go. Their friends come over with the music, and they are on the block and they're bumping the music, rather than, don't tell those friends, I can't hang out with you anymore. Rather than, no, I gotta stay away from those places, rather than be a spiritual sniper and knock down from a distance, block the numbers from calling you. People just go right to these places that facilitate emotions that can lead to potentially future deleterious decisions, and they get hurt, or they end up doing things that it's hard to get back from. I'm not saying every single person are you definitely guaranteed to do something violent if you listen to certain music. No, and particularly honing in on like the rock and roll and the wicked, a lot of gangster rap, a lot of rap filled with sexual, aggressive lyrics. No, but many people do. You know, I personally don't. I try to listen to as clean music as I can, because I know it can affect me in a certain way. I mean, I go out there and murder somebody, but maybe I'm more moody, I'm more irritable. I'm not as patient. I'm more careless with my speech. Music affects us, our emotions, and that leads us to actions. Um, so hey, you're at work and you're or anywhere, church, an event. Oh, maybe it's time. Everyone's about to leave. The place about to shut down, close for the day, and you see a couple of people hanging out. There's a woman or a man who's not your spouse. Maybe you're married or in a relationship. You feel like that temptation to go there, just talk, just chit chat. It's friendly conversation, but that person's highly attractive, but you feel like, oh, I'm cool, I'm good. But many people, they don't snipe that thing from a distance, or what I mean by that is staying away. You see it from a distance. You don't go in close proximity. You try to avoid that, that conversation started with that person that can lead you to cheating. Dabbling on people's social media pages and lurking, and you're sniping it from a distance. You're avoiding these conversations. You're avoiding these places. You're keeping the distance. Basically, I'm gonna not go in close proximity because I know it will ruin me if I let it get in proximity. Even with pornography, block on your phone, your computer, accountability partner. Trying to stay away from those environments and venues that has, especially the woman, modestly dressed. You're keeping a distance. You're spiritually sniping from a distance. You're not letting it get in close proximity to you. So now you're thinking these thoughts, and you are gonna watch porn and go home again, bring this girl back to the hotel or wherever, and do whatever. This girl, this guy. You're seeking, how can I snipe this thing from a distance before it gets in close proximity to me and negatively affects me. I like what the Bible says in Ephesians 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, some people believe in angels and demons and some don't. But I'll just stick with this word, say principalities or principle. There are people who make decisions based on principles, based on ideologies, and you cannot, me as a Christian, I believe in unseen realm, demons, angels. Maybe some of you don't, some of you not sure, but I think all of us agree we believe in ideas. We believe that there are unseen ideas. An idea and a thought is not seen. Obviously, it's in your head, and you choose whether or not to act on that idea, act on that thought, and you see the act or thought. As you act on it physically, you see it manifest in the physical realm, and that idea, that thought is unseen. And no one else knows about it. None of your parent, not your parent, your child, only you and God know about that thought. You continue to feed that thought, it can manifest out into the world, right? But we wrestle against things that is deep, and I believe there's hormonal things. I believe there's obviously the body, trauma, things that we have not dealt with in our past. Maybe our diet needs to be different, or environment needs to be different, but I do believe also that there's deeper things that are at play here. The spirits that impact people as well that we don't see, evil, good, all these things, all these forces out there that we don't, even me as a Christian doesn't fully understand. But I know and declare that they're out there. Ultimately, Jesus said they're out there, they exist. I believe him. But yeah, let's be careful and cautious, and let's spiritually snipe things from a distance, unless it comes close to us and negatively impacts us. All right, y'all, be vigilant. All right, God bless you. Love you.